now for the Peter Channel News Report on this Wednesday afternoon, June the 1st, 2016. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Peter Wiggins. Your 12 noon news alarm. And on top of 12 noon on this Wednesday afternoon is a French naval vessel has detected underwater signals from one of Egypt Air Flight 804 so-called black box vessels said Wednesday in Cairo. The family total who fell in an exhibit at those who wish to send them money should instead donate to Zoon in honor of Harvey, the beloved girl who shot dead in order to protect the boy. London, the parliament has been debated. Benham, the prime minister, called his comments stupid promise that the country would unite against him as Donald Trump will visit Britain and set up a likely hostile reception. In spite of early predictions, the race between Hillary Clinton and Senator Bernie Sanders in California has dramatically prompted changes to tactics and speculations over the value of the state's 475 pledged Democrat delegates. A baby girl delivered Tuesday in New Jersey is the first in the continental U.S. to be born with a Zika virus-related brain condition, giving the rise to new fears about the spread of the disease. On Sunday, the Libertarian Party was selecting Gary Johnson to nominate Bill Kristol, the weekly senator, the anti-Trump leader, insofar as there was one treated in the vow just heads up over the weekend. Kiwi Cafe sits in outskirts of Pussy, the capital city of the former Soviet Republic of Georgia. It is type of vegan bistro that serves vegetable alfalfa with posts on the wall, advertising homemade lemonade and variety teas. Neo-Nazis wearing sausage necklaces, lob meat at vegans, and typically cafe brawl. Istanbul, an aid convoy carrying medical supplies with the state students in the center of the Damascus suburb for the first time since 2012. The United Nations and local activists said Wednesday after Russia, a key ally of the Syrian government. Dying of 40 days found 40 dead tiger cubs in a freezer during a raid on a Buddhist temple Wednesday. A 40 days said that they don't know why the cubs were kept but plan on investigating. The U.S. is warning that the year 2016 football championship being held in France next month could be a target of militant attacks. A large number of tourists visiting New York in the summer months will present greater targets for terrorists. Moscow, Russia has extended its ban on imports of food from the EU and other countries by the end of 2017 with exceptions of meat and vegetables for baby food. So, 3 North Korean waitressers who fled a restaurant in China may have arrived in South Korea, according to the government officials. Last LGBT rights activists got the answer what they were looking for from Governor Charlie Baker. The Massachusetts governor announced Tuesday that he supports a state bill to protect transgender people from being discriminated against in restaurants and malls. Federal authorities said they have been discovered a connection between a friend and the San Bernardino and technically charged with carrying a conspirator and carried out other attacks with him and a group of men arrested years earlier in California as part of the different plot. It's been 10 years since the major hurricane Category 3 strongest struck the U.S., which was Katrina 2005, but it's happened many times before. The yellow line shown major hurricane since 1851 in Atlanta. A 24-year-old middle school teacher is on the lam after being charged with sexual abuse for allegedly having an affair with a 13-year-old student who got her pregnant with her family's blessing. Washington, no Diablo Arandasola, a Mexican fugitive, convicted of charges of alleged redress, faced a law imprisonment after his plea deal was accepted on Tuesday. Hamden, Connecticut, a Quinnipiac poll released Wednesday shows even Democratic candidate could beat Republican Donald Trump in the race for president. Stephen Curry and LeBron James may not be able to save Under Armour and Nike from all the financial airball that funded by the running retail partners as sports supporter closed and hurt sneaker sales. The analysts find that Elizabeth Holmes won sale by Forbes says America's richest self-made woman that just last year when Forbes estimated that she was worth $4.5 billion. The Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development is worried that there is something wrong with the world economy, especially that the monetary policy is being asked to do too much on heavy lifting and turning economy growth. Jose Cuervo's adding a $1 billion IPO. Washington, United Launch Services have been awarded a $130 million U.S. Air Force contract modification for the launch vehicle configuration at Ethel's P-541 system. In New York, crude oil prices turned lower in an early Wednesday trade amid expectation of a status quo policy from OPEC and prospects of a global economy stuck in low gear. Calgary, Alberta. Canadian company Ask Energy said its 3 months before the report that they could keep production growing in the forward sales for about $30 per barrel. Washington. Borland has been awarded U.S. Air Force contract modification at JDA and bomb kit set, bringing the total potential value to $3.2 billion. Abuja, Nigeria. Some of Chevron tires produced and assets in the Niger Delta were blown up in the early Wednesday at a regional military group claimed on social media. In Providence, a Wiggins soccer man is pleaded guilty in federal court to sell an undercover police officer 760 oxygen pills for $33,300. Jeffrey Perry, 29, admitted in the U.S. District Court of Providence to a 3-count indictment charging him with trafficking oxycodone at 1 count for each sale in the undercover officer of the U.S. Attorney Office in Rhode Island said Wednesday. Perry remains on home command about $50,000 in secure bond and is scheduled to be sentenced by U.S. District Court Judge John J. McDonnell on August 18th. Revere, Massachusetts police said an addict patrolled Mercedes-Benz SUV backing out of the parking lot beyond Buckton's court, struck a killer man walking on the sidewalk. Police tell the Enterprise about 8 a.m. Wednesday that the SUV traveled about 16 yards by the embankment across the road over another embankment and over bushes before striking the man. The SUV then dragged the man across another parking lot before striking the building. The driver remained in the scene. No names were released. Linfield, Massachusetts, 2 officers possibly officers were among the guests of the party held at the multi-million Linfield mansion where a man was fatally shot. In tropical shallows of the world over that particular sort of scurries along the seafloor, and instrumented expected does the fact that sports one of the most powerful biological appetites known to hands at spring-loaded claws. On the outside, the moon seems to be dry as a bone, but in addition to the frozen water, barcode sensors have found an hour. Satellite nights, tiny bits of liquid water inside volcanic rocks enough to fill 4 billion Olympic-sized swimming pools. Bees that live near crop plants like corn and soybeans still spend more time getting pollen from gardens and trees exposed to the pollinators to chemicals often used by owners. Archaeologists announced Wednesday that they have discovered hundreds of wired tablets from Roman London, including the oldest handwritten document ever found in Britain and a trope that provides insight into the city's earliest history as a busy one. Increasing numbers of people dying from drug overdose to suicide, Alzheimer's disease, and heart disease helped drive up the rate in the United States last year from the first time in a decade, according to the preliminary data from the National Center. Pediatric concussion rates in the U.S. may be vastly underreported, according to a new report from GOP and CDC. The offers remain. I recommend seeking pediatric care for those cases instead of rush to the ER right away. Kristen Bell said her ups and downs, but she's never been down and out in the safe for time model. Bell opened up yet again about her experiences and depression. And now we'll get a stock market report at 12:07. The Dow down 17.19 points at 1770.01. SP 5 down 85 cents at 29.11, and Nasdaq down up 3.89 points at 4,951.95. European markets DAX down 58.30 at 10,204.44. FTSE down 3.86 points at 6,191.93. CAC down 3.23 points at 4,475.39. Asia markets Nikkei down 279.25 to 16,955.73. Shanghai down 2.41 points at 2,914.21. And HSI 34.11 points down to 290,760.98. Oil markets down 22 cents at 48.88. Brent down 60 cents at 49.33. And natural gas up 71,000 points at 2.359. Gold markets down 6.20 points at 1211.30. Silver down 4,000 points at 50.99. And copper down 205 at 2.075. In a bond, the US 10 yield 1.8372%, up 3,000 points. Bond 10 yield 0.137%, up 3,000 points. And Germany's 10 yield 0.122%, down 25,000 points. And in the FX bonds, European US dollar 1.1151, up to 2,000 points. US dollar Germany 10 down $1.10%, 109.58. And Great Britain pound US dollar 1.4392, down 85,000 points. Looking at commodities. Wheat 4.74 1/4, up 9 3/4. Soybean 10.93 3/4, up 15 1/4. Corn 411.75, up 7. Sugar 17.39, down 10 cents. Coffee 120.90, up 35 cents. Cotton 63.23, down 1 cent. Rough rice 10.91, down 3 cents. And cocoa $3.46, down 13. Live cattle 117.20, down 85 cents. Lean ox A1.10, up 5,000 points. And FT cattle 146.325, down 775,000 points. Alright, look at that. New England Insular's at 12:09. Nope, Peter Channel News Time, 12:09 p.m. down out for Squat Support. The Sox and the Baltimore Orioles glided in down in Baltimore in the third of a 4-game series. After sailing sunset as a Super Bowl champion, Peyton Manning should be inducted in the Pro Football Hall of Fame in a few more years. Dublin, Ohio, the longtime PGA Tour event at Miami's Trop Trail Resort is leaving South Florida headed to the Mexico City to do an official announcement scheduled for Wednesday afternoon at the Memorial Tournament. Michigan coach Jim Harbaugh is immediate on. There's absolutely no doubt about that. He's also an Senate coach capable of transforming teams to the better. Nick Foles isn't showing up for the Los Angeles Rams off-season workout. Somebody should be surprised by this, given the Rams taking up Case Keenum, their started back in Friday and traded away a baby draft picks for select Jared Goff. Peter Channel News Time, 12:10 on this Wednesday afternoon, and it's time now for a Trevor report in this lunchtime commute. Ready? Let's study off down in Rhode Island, where... Let's study off in around, where... It's a little slow on 146 on the southbound side just before Route 99 on Lincoln Down and Newport Bridge on the westbound side. Slow go after the eastern end of the westbound side of the Newport Bridge on 138. But otherwise, highways and byways are right on and looking good. 495 on the northbound side, little slow just before Route 20 and 44 and 18 in Middleburg. And in the Cape, 4 and 7 Bridge Law, looking good, 20 little slow on both ends of the Falmouth stretch. And out in eastern Massachusetts vicinity, Route 3 and the northbound side, so Milwaukee just before Route 495 and all. Eastern Massachusetts highways are looking good. Out in western vicinity, Mass Parking Interchange with 29395, Auburn, and it's a little slow go. I-91 on the southbound side, a little slow around Route 291 in Springfield. Up in northern New England, Vermont, and New Hampshire main highways are looking good except on I-89 on the southbound side, a little slow in Vermont just after the Canadian border, and I-87 on the southbound side, a little slow around Route 11 after the Canadian border in upstate New York, and I-87 on the northbound side headed towards Plattsburgh, a little slow. New York State 3 interchange with Route 90 in Albany, it's a little slow. And on the Line Expressway, on both ends, it is slow go from Queens all the way at the Midtown Manhattan on the westbound side. Eastbound side of the Brooklyn-Queens Parkway is slow from Brooklyn all the way at the Line Expressway. 238 on the westbound side, President Bridge, a little slow on both ends. FDR Drive, a little slow from Lower Manhattan all the way to the Harlem. 95 on both ends, a little slow from the Bronx all the way out to New Jersey. And New Jersey Turnpike Loon from New York all the way down to Delaware. And Crossway Park Loon from New York all the way down for Wildwood. And 76 on the westbound side, it is so from Center City, Philadelphia all the way at to Center City, Philadelphia, and 76 on the eastbound side, so from King and Prussia headed towards Philadelphia, and 676 on the westbound side, it is so from 95 to 76 in Center City, Philadelphia, and New York State from New York all the way down to Erie, and 279 on the northbound side, a little slow around the Pittsburgh area, and 376 a little slow in Wilkesburg headed towards Pittsburgh, and highways in Baltimore are looking good, except on 895 on the Harbor Tunnel on the northbound side, a little slow on the Capitol Beltway, it's a little slow on the Baltimore-Washington Parkway, and 395 on the northbound side, a little slow on the Alexander Stretch just after the Capitol Beltway, and Route 66 on the westbound side, it's a little slow on the plains. Alright, looking at MBTA alerts at 12:12. Worcester train 514, 10:40 from Worcester is at the part of Worcester Station operate 10-15 minutes behind schedule due to track work. And on the subway, it's looking good on the ferries. They are looking good. Peter Channel time, 12:13 p.m. on this Wednesday afternoon time for a weather report for today. Weather report currently in Norton at 78 degrees with first skies, 26 above Celsius, humidity 47%. Wind speed variable 7 miles an hour, barometer 3.15 inches. Dew point about 56 degrees. Visibility 10 miles. Heat index 79 degrees. Alright, look at the current conditions around the region. It is it's 68 degrees at Logan and Boston, 69 in Beverly and Gloucester at 75 at Bedford and Pittsburgh, 73 in Lawrence, 72 at Worcester, 76 in Sturbridge, 75 in Milford, 72 in Norwood, 77 in Taunton, 75 in Bedford, 66 in Plymouth, 64 in Provincetown, 66 in Chatham, 68 in Nantucket, 76 in Marshfield, 70 in Falmouth, 75 in Providence, 80 in Westlake, 60 in Buckon, 71 in Montauk, 70 in Islip, 82 in New York City, 77 in Bridgeport, 70 in New Haven, at 75 in Denver and Waterbury, 79 in Meriden, 77 in Upton, Windsor, 75 in Springfield, 78 in Greenfield, 76 out in Athol, Massachusetts, 72 in Albany, New York, 74 in Silver Springs, 70 in Rutland, Vermont, 73 in Bainton, 72 in Melbourne, Vermont, 75 in Lebanon, Lockwood, and Concord, Hampshire, and Manchester, Hampshire, 71 degrees in Keene and Jefferson, Hampshire, 76 degrees out in Nashville, Hampshire, 72 degrees out in Portsmouth, Hampshire, and Port Maine. Alright, look at that. Current conditions around the country shows a cold front from New Mexico stretching all the way up to Illinois, merged with a low pressure around Illinois, stationary front from the lower Great Lakes, and merged with a cold front from Pennsylvania stretching down in Jersey and at the sea. And a pink front stretching from Wisconsin up into northern Minnesota, low pressure in northern Minnesota. And another cold front around in Alberta with a high pressure ridge around Quebec, and another high pressure ridge from Oregon down for Idaho. And we got some low pressure ridges down in Texas, and followed by with a low pressure ridge from Oregon down to California, of course, and another one from southeastern California and down Arizona and down from Gulf of California. Low pressure right there on western Arizona and northern portions of California. And another for the right off the Carolinas. 70 degrees at temperature out of Detroit. It's 78 in Pittsburgh, 85 Washington, D.C., 83 in Atlanta, Georgia, it's 82 in Miami, Florida, 74 in Brownsville, Texas, it's 71 degrees in Dallas, Texas, 74 in Kansas City, it's 69 in Omaha, Nebraska, 66 in Chicago, 61 in Minneapolis, St. Paul, 57 degrees in Great Falls, Montana, 59 in Seattle, 58 in San Francisco, 62 in Los Angeles, it's 81 in Las Vegas, 82 in Phoenix, 66 in Salt Lake City, 65 in Albuquerque, Mexico, and 54 degrees out in Denver, Colorado. All right, let's take a look at the latest radar picture. And looking at it, it's clear. Look at that radar and it shows it's clear. As a whistle. And National Radar shows a lot of showers and storms around the North Carolina coast and southeastern portions of Virginia as the remnants of Bonnie. And seeing a little line of rain showers stretching off the Delaware and New Jersey coast and a line of rain showers from eastern Illinois stretching to northern Indiana down to western Michigan and up into Ontario and patchy rain showers from the northern portions of Minnesota and northwestern Wisconsin and down to western Ontario down to southern portions of Manitoba. And patchy rain showers around southern Florida around Fort Lauderdale, Miami and stretching around northern Cuba and a line of rain showers and storms from Louisiana, central and western Arkansas and covering them down for Oklahoma, Texas, and New Mexico, down for northern portions of New Mexico, and a patch of rain showers off the Washington State, and up to British Columbia, and down to Alberta, and up to the northeastern portions of Alberta, and a spotty rain showers in northern North Dakota. Alright, take a look at looking at the National Satellite Loop, and it shows, satellite picture, and it shows, line of clouds from Vermont and down to New York State, line of clouds coming from North Carolina, stretching at the sea, line of clouds from Mexico, stretching the Gulf of Mexico, stretching down for Texas, Louisiana, down for Oklahoma, down for Arkansas, stretching up into the Great Lakes and up into Ontario and then Manitoba and northern Minnesota and up in northern portions of North Dakota and a line of clouds from the fork from the northwestern stretching to western Montana and down to British Columbia and down to Alberta and a line of clouds from Arkansas, Arizona down for New Mexico and down for Colorado down for Kansas. All right. Take a look at a forecast discussion around the region. And it shows high pressure builds over the New England with dry, less humid and cooler weather today and Thursday. A cold front sweeps over New England with some wet weather on Friday. A brief period of summer-like condition for Saturday. High pressure that's a little cool wet weather pattern develops Sunday continues for early next week. Abundant sunshine and slightly cooler than the late. High pressure builds across the southeastern Canadian Maritimes as low pressure develops over interior New England and upstate New York. Later today, as a subsequent return east-northeast flow already development will result in cool conditions to the east and a warmer condition to the west. Overall, fairly clear with abundant sunshine and nice day, but cannot rule out some cumulus clouds to the west across a high terrain, especially for the confluent flow from the eastern division along the eastern slope to the Berkshires. And I expect this afternoon's highs in northern New England, 71 to 79 degrees, and southern New England, 75 to 84 degrees. And expected the night's lows to be 45 to 57 in northern New England and 53, 58 degrees for southern New England. And tomorrow's highs, 69 to 79 degrees for northern New England and 32, 81 degrees for southern New England. And it was on this date, 5 years ago, on Wednesday, June the 1st, 2011, that the tornado took place at track from Westfield headed towards Bruce Springfield and down to Charleston, where maximum winds 160 miles per hour. It was rated an EF3 tornado on the Fujiita scale. There were 3 killed and 200 injured. And I remember that tornado because I was sitting right here watching television, monitoring what is going on in Springfield and monitoring the weather here. Keep my eyes and ears glued to the television that day as it was a tornado and it was the destructive tornado in New England compared to the Worcester tornado in 1953. Alright, 5 years later, 7-day forecast goes like this. It'll be abundant sunshine with a high about 66 degrees, northwest about 11 miles an hour. Tonight, Petrifog after 3 a.m. Otherwise, podcast got about 53 degrees, east with about 3 to 7 miles an hour. Thursday, chance of drizzle before today at Petrifog before 8 a.m. Otherwise, most of us got about 0 degrees, northwest about 5 to 7 miles an hour. Thursday, most guys got about 54 degrees, east with about 5 miles an hour. Coming copy D for Friday. Chance of showers, thunderstorms are possible after 5 p.m. Most skies are about 73 degrees. Cloudy given southward 6 miles an hour after anticipation 40%. Friday night, slight chance of showers and thunderstorms before 3 a.m. Most skies got about 58 degrees. Anticipation 20%. Saturday, punch skies got about 80 degrees. Saturday night, punch bug after 4 a.m. Otherwise, most skies got about 59 degrees. Sunday, chance of showers, punch bug before 8 a.m. Otherwise, most skies got about 73 about 60 degrees, anticipation 50%. Monday, check the showers and thunderstorms. Most skies got about 6 about 58 degrees, anticipation 40%. And Tuesday, check the showers and thunderstorms. Most skies got about 73 degrees, anticipation 30%. Peter's what a phrase today. Winner of a Wednesday in the weather department. This is Peter was even. Good afternoon with a good positive show. So we got 5 o'clock for our 5 o'clock report. Have a good afternoon.